Hello, welcome to the Prompt with an Impact. And today I'm here with,
Chols Journey.
okay. So before we get started, what have you been up to during this lockdown situation?
Okay, so with lockdown, I've been doing quite a few things, hey? It has offered me the time to actually build on my crafts and talents, first of all, and also connect with people. Um, just not okay, we're in lockdown, right? So we're not allowed to really go anywhere. But I feel like it has also just allowed me to really connect with some of my friends and also meet new friends that has that have impacted me in the last couple of months. Yes.
All right, no, that's very important. And so I've seen that you have a podcast, right, which is calling out people on what they're supposed to do and what they are not supposed to do, or they are just challenging their purpose. So, what made you come up with such a great thing?
Um, I think it started when I started Self-Defined, which is a faith-based organization that I started when I was 18, and trying to figure out my purpose and why God created me really changed my life and how I saw the world and how I saw myself. And when you find something good, I feel like it's fulfilling enough for you to share it with others who needs that wholeness in their lives, because I found that a lot of people that I spoke to didn't really have fulfilled lives or lives that were fulfilling. They were just taking it one day at a time, or how can I put this, they had this routine. It's school, it's work, it's after school I'll get married and I'll get the job that I studied for. There wasn't anything more to life for them, and I was just like, no, there's something more to life than just this. And I placed that on myself to actually just start a platform where I share content and things that I've learned, to see those who are interested to actually pursue their purpose.
Well, that's very important and it's very special because we don't want to be numbers anymore. I feel like that has been tradition for the longest time. So that's why I'm trying to do with this channel. Like all the youth get together and just wow out and do the best that you can. And with that
Absolutely.
said, I read a quote that if you're crazy enough to change the world, you really can. So in the role that you play in empowering Africans and other people, do you think you're doing that or there's something missing? What do you see yourself?
I think I'm on my way to actually do that. You can. Okay, for someone like me, I always feel like I'm on this journey, right? And I'm doing good and I'm sharing what I've learned along my journey and I'm helping people around me. But I always feel like this is not it. And God has more for me in store for me to do. And for me, it has really been a preparation period where I'm learning how to actually connect with people, help people, reach out, be vulnerable with myself. And once I've actually learned everything God is trying to teach me in this period, I will then maybe make the impact that I'm hoping to make. But I have helped people, yeah, but I think there's so much more to be done.
So in short, you're trying to be the new time Messiah, right? And
Oh no, 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 not at all, not at all.
right, okay,
Just a representation of God. I think we all representations of Him.
that's true. That's true. I mean, look at me and look at you.
You know?
So obviously, with what you have started, it starts with the vision, and with the vision, you need imagination, right? So in your
Absolutely.
second episode, right? of your podcast, you talked about imagining where you want to be and writing it down, and a lot of people have so many ideas, but then they're not really doing that. So why is it so that you said that, okay, you have to envision it and also write it down? Why?
Because our minds are always clustered with so many things. If you have a mind like mine, it's always thinking. So coming up with an idea or something you aspire to do and you leave it in your mind, it will stay there for long because you're not really visualizing. It's just something you think about, yeah. But as time goes on, there's so many other things that cloud your mind and your thinking. But once you write something down, you get to see it. Having a vision board, writing a to-do list, all those little things actually help you take steps actually achieving them. Then you just like, that would be nice to that would be cool if I did that, but you're not really acting upon it. So you're writing it down and saying that, okay, I want to start my own YouTube channel, I want to collab with ABC, writing those things down actually helps you be like, okay, these are the things that I need to actually act upon, not just think about. So and I also noticed or have seen that a lot of successful people tend to write things down and have vision boards for whatever they aspire to do. It is a really good method.
Yeah, that's true. So, with writing things down and let's say you have accomplished them. So there's also a way of like keeping them and all that. So I'm sure where you are, you have a schedule. So how important is a schedule,
Very important. Very important. I feel like I work my best if I have a schedule down and I know what I'm doing. If I leave it for the day, like let's say for maybe my IG content of my YouTube, if there's no timetable on when I do things and how I do things, I tend to slack and then I don't get them done or I do them later. That means I'm kind of just putting my followers or my subscribers or my listeners down because now I'm being lazy. But having a structure of my own helps me become organized and also helps me keep track of everything that I'm doing in my life. I just feel like it makes life easier to just have a schedule.
No, that's good. And for somebody who has accomplished what you have accomplished so far, right? You don't just wake up and just accomplish everything. So, how's the support? How did you start? And what are the feelings? Because for the youth to relate, they need a personal story to relate to,
How did I start? Oh, wow. Okay. I think I just started. I was very inquisitive. Whenever I ventured into something, I asked a lot of questions. I had this habit of researching things. I wanted to know more. I wanted to know who was doing things that I was interested in, who was doing it better than I am. What could I contribute if I was going to go in that niche or in that field? If I was targeting a certain audience, I had to know everything about them. Who are these people? Where are they at? How do I reach them? If I had to slide in people's DMs, I did that just to ask questions. I'm like, hey, do you have time for me? I just want to ask ABC. It helped me put together a strategy or my platforms or things that I'm now kind of building. It just helped me so much because now I had the understandings of those that I was reaching out, and also I had an understanding of what I was about to get into. So that is basically how I started. And then also with support, I think yes, you do get support like from your friends and from your family. It's always exciting. I always tell people it's always exciting to actually get feedback from friends and family because the hype is always nice.
Yeah.
They hype you, everything is good, but I got to understand that not a lot of them are my target audience because the hype goes quiet after like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and just like, but I'm alone now, okay? And I had to branch out from just my inner circle and go out there. And even if I reached to like one person or two people who I didn't know that liked my content or what I did, that hit home because now I was reaching people who didn't support me because they know me, but supported me because they loved what I do. So that thing actually shifted a lot of my way of doing things and also how I operate here.
The funny thing is, today I was thinking, right? I'm like, there's so many people that have done so many great things, but then they're only known within their family and friends. And, that's why I'm like, okay, I have the internet, I have Instagram. We are done playing. We now have to do different things, right? And then as we talk about seeking, right? So I think I got this from one of the podcasts, is that those who are seeking, they shall find better pastures, right? So with that, there are so many lazy people these days and think that they know it all. So can you expand on how important it is to research and actually have for yourself,
Yeah. The word seek for me on its own, it's deep. When you're seeking for something, you are not just looking, but you are destroying everything in your way. Okay, you are literally turning your bed over to find whatever you're looking for until you find it. You're not resting until you reach where you need to be. That is seeking for me. It's not like a once-off thing where I'm just like, I want to do something that I'm gonna chill. It's gonna come to me. We have a part to play. As much as God has us in his mind and in his plans, we need to work hand in hand with him and actually putting our lives together, seeking him, seeking and understanding what his will is for our lives, and also allowing him to actually work within us. So those things working on, you cannot just be lazy. It's not a thing. It's not gonna balance.
Yeah, I get that. And with doing all that and conquering different things and looking for different pastures, we live in a very negative world today, right? And I got this from one of your podcasts, like people share more sadness than good. And what do you think? Why is that? Like when you look at the news and all that, like, why can't people share good to motivate others,
I think sharing the bad, we're just immune to sad and bad things. Like we just so used. Sometimes we're used and sometimes we're in shock, and it kind of creates an emotional reaction within us when we hear something bad. It's just like, oh my word, that happened. I got to share this, like everyone needs to know about this. But when something good happens, it's just like, nice. Oh, okay, I see you. It's not really deep like that. So we kind of reluctant to actually promote good things, but we are forefront to actually put out the bad and the negative stuff. I think that's why, my parents my dad watches a lot of news. So for him, news is important. He needs to know what's happening around the world and what's going down and whatnot. So being in the loop is nice. Being informed is cool. But I feel like when you are focused on the negative too much, then there's a problem there. There needs to be a balance in terms of I'm informed, yeah, but if I see a problem, what is my solution? What is my contribution? You know, not just sharing negative stuff and leaving it there. Identity is knowing who you are in God, and also understanding who you are as well. So identity is knowing who you are in Christ and understanding who you are in Christ. I feel like that is just the base of understanding your existence, and it'll do wonders in your lives. That's my definition of identity. I feel like you can only be